What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Cup Series race today at COTA. Cup Series has been tough this year because it's really hard to predict, in my opinion, on who is going to be a lap leader. And unlike the two races yesterday, there's a few more laps today, so I do think a lap leader is somewhat important, especially if there's one driver who leads a majority of them. It's just hard to pin down who exactly that's going to be. I mean, I could see like 15 to 20 guys like being lap leaders. Like, I'm just going to go through and say who could be lap leaders today. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Blaney, Hamlin, Truex, Cindric, Byron, Logano, Bell, Briscoe, AJ Allmendinger. Bowman, I think is unlikely. Reddick, yes. Chastain, yes. Harvick's probably unlikely. Kurt Busch, unlikely. Brakaslowski, no. Eric Jones, no. Chris Buescher, no. Suarez, though, yes. Austin Dillon, no. Stenhouse, no. Haley, no. Amarillo, no. Bubba Wallace, no. McDowell is very unlikely, but it's possible. But, I mean, you're not playing him for that anyway, so no worries. So those are the guys that could all lead laps. So for me today, I'm still really more focused on place differential. If you're playing a lot of lineups, I do still want to get some of those lap leaders in there, or some of those guys starting up towards the front up there, but I probably wouldn't play more than one of them in a lineup. Guys like Blaney, Hamlin, Logano, your Christopher Bells, Reddicks, those kind of guys. I'm still trying to focus on place differential because these place differential guys, I mean, Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson are the two favorites for today. They're most likely to lead laps, and they start 12th and 13th. So they're great plays. So we'll just go down the list here. Chase Elliott, he's been the best road course racer in the Cup Series for like the last 3 years. There's a reason he's the most expensive driver and a favorite to win on Draftkings today. Won this race a year ago. It was a rain-shortened race, but he won. So, like Chase Elliott here, he starts 12th. Obviously, place differential upside. He should at least finish in the top 5 if he does not win this race. Same thing with Kyle Larson. They're both really the same play to me, honestly. One starts a spot farther back. Larson probably comes in a little bit lesser owned, but not by a lot. So, I mean, it's just whatever you want to do. You can fit them both in if you really want to. You just kind of have to get two of the cheaper guys, which I don't think are bad plays today. So, Elliott, Larson, 5 meter, both really similar plays to me. Kyle Busch as well. I like Kyle Busch a lot today, especially after yesterday. I mean, he dominated that truck race and just did not win it because of other guys being stupid. So, he's probably going to come into this race pissed off. We all know pissed off Kyle Busch is dangerous. So, starting 15th, I mean, he definitely has a real shot to win this race. I think he's a step below Larson and Elliott just because we haven't seen the success at road courses from him recently, but still a really good play here in Kyle Busch. Ryan Blaney starting on the pole. I mean, he's never really been a great road course driver, but he did look fast yesterday. I mean, he's had success, just not been great. I know he won the Roval a few years ago, but, I mean, I don't know if you've seen that race, but he was in third place, and the two guys in front of him wrecked on the last turn. So, yeah, I mean, Ryan Blaney's fine. I just don't think you need to get him. I mean, he just doesn't have, his ceiling isn't super high because there's not as many laps in this race. Floor is really low, so he's definitely only a tournament play. Would not go to Ryan Blaney at all in cash. Denny Hamlin, $9,800, starting 8th. I think he's fine. We just really haven't seen much speed from him this year. I think he'll probably run the top 10 all day. I just don't really see myself wanting to get there. I like Martin Truex Jr. I think he's going a little bit like unnoticed this week. Like Truex before Elliott and Larson really took off in the road courses, Truex was like always right there. Like he was always, someone we would always talk about going to road courses. One of the best drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series at road courses, and starting 17th. I mean, he's a great place differential play here. I don't think he's going to get as much ownership as he should, so I really do like going to Truex here. I think he's definitely a threat to win this race today. Austin Cindric's been getting a ton of hype all week, as he should. I mean, he was the best Xfinity Series road course driver for the last 2 years, and he ran some Cup races in the 33 last year and ran well. He was the favorite to win at Road America last year if it wasn't for, I think, an engine issue or transmission or axle, something like that. Something broke on his car, and that was it. He led laps of this race a year ago, so I like Cindric here. I don't think he's going to win. I think he's getting maybe a little bit too hyped up, but he's still in a good spot here. I don't mind if you want to play him. Really like William Byron here, starting 24th. I know he wasn't really fast yesterday in practice or qualifying, but he wasn't last week either, and he was by far the best car. That team knows how to make adjustments. We saw William Byron dominate the Charlotte Roval last year and probably should have won that race if it wasn't for a stupid caution from Chase Elliott's back panel falling off the car and then Tyler Reddick wrecking him. So if it wasn't for that, William Byron probably wins that race. And other road courses last year, he ran well. He was really fast at Road America, but he had some issues at pretty much every track. Got caught up in a wreck, had some mechanical issues. So he's fast at road courses, starts 24th. I think he's a really good play. He's going to be highly owned. People are going to play William Byron today. So Fully expecting to get a lot of ownership. Joey Logano starting 6th. Nobody's going to play Logano today. Logano's always been an underrated road course driver, in my opinion. He has a win at Watkins Glen in his career, and this is, he's just a really talented driver. We've seen speed from him all year long. I just would not be surprised if we see Joey Logano dominate and win this race. So no issues going to Joey Logano today. Christopher Bell has kind of become a popular road course guy after he won last year at Daytona and finished second at Road America last year. So Christopher Bell, $9,000. We haven't seen anything from him this year. I mean, and talk about bad luck. That guy gets caught up in a wreck like every single race. I know I'm not trying to predict that, but still, we haven't really seen the speed from him. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out here and leads a bunch of laps, though. So I wouldn't mind Bell in tournaments, but that's probably it. Same thing with Logano. They're probably both still tournament plays for me. In cash, I'm really looking to go only place differential, because you have these 3 guys. You don't need to play guys starting up towards the front. You just play 1 or 2 of them. So, and you can throw Truex in that group too. Chase Briscoe starting 14th. Really like him here. Chase Briscoe, a really good road course driver. He was very, very good at them in the Xfinity Series, and we did see him almost win at Indy last year. Starting 14th, I do think this is a spot where we could see Briscoe get a win today. I mean, his odds reflected at plus 1,600, one of the closer to the top guys here. Starts 14th, offers you some place differential, could definitely lead some laps. So I like Briscoe. AJ Allmendinger won the Xfinity Series race yesterday, so I'm sure that'll get him some ownership today. A pretty good bit. Starting 20th. I think he'll probably be a little bit more owned than Chase Briscoe. I think that's a mistake. I think Briscoe's in a better car because Colleague has not seen we have not seen anything from Colleague this year at all. And I know AJ's a great road course driver. We all know that, but Briscoe is too. So AJ Allmendinger, he's a fine play. I don't think you need to go there though. If you want to play him in cash, I think that's fine. Alex Bowman, I'm not going to be too interested in him. We've just never really seen it from him at road courses, so not going to really see it there. Tyler Reddick, starting 4th, definitely someone who could lead laps. We've seen him have success at road courses, sort of. Nothing really too special. Now, last year at COTA, he was very fast, won the pole, ran well the whole race, so definitely can see him running well here. I don't know if he's going to be a lap leader. Definitely could happen, but I don't think he's one of my favorites today. But I do like Reddick. Reddick's fine tournament play for playing a lot of laps against some Tyler Reddick. Ross Chastain starting 16th, $8,200. Ross Chastain, ran great yesterday in the Xfinity race. He was one of the top 2 cars the whole day until he got spun out on the last restart, so that was tough. Actually helped me out on DraftKings yesterday when that happened, so I was okay with it. But he's got a lot of hype recently, as he should. 3 straight top 5s for Ross Chastain. He's getting a win soon. It's coming soon this year. Maybe it happens here. He finished 4th here last year, so Ross Chastain definitely someone who I could see running really well and leading laps and maybe even winning this race. So starting 16th looks like a great play to me. He's going to be really highly owned though, so I get it if you want to pivot somewhere else. But still, really like Chastain. Kevin Harvick starting 18th. I feel like we're just kind of out on Harvick at this point. It's just not. Honestly, he might be falling off. He might be done. I know he ran well at Phoenix, but he always runs well at Phoenix. So starting 18th, he offers you some place differential. I'd just rather play Ross Chastain. I know the ownership difference is going to be huge, but I'd just rather play Ross Chastain. Kurt Busch starting 11th. I was kind of interested in Kurt Busch coming into the week, but he starts too high for me really to be interested in him anymore. I think he probably runs in the top 10 the whole day. He could sneak in a win there, to be completely honest. He's in the past, not recently, but his whole career, been a good road course driver. He's won some races. I don't know if he's ever won one in the Cup Series. I know he's won them in the Xfinity Series though, and he's always run well in the Cup Series in the past. So I don't mind him, but I don't think you need to get to him. Brakaslowski, man, what a disaster of a season we've seen from him so far. Starting 26th, but we've kind of played Brakaslowski kind of chalk, I guess, starting from the back a lot this year. Today, everyone's off of him, so this maybe is the day we go see Keselowski. I know he's never really been a good road course driver ever. He's never won a race at a road course. Only one race in memory where I really remember him doing well, which was, I think, the first Charlotte Roval race where he led a bunch of laps but then wrecked. So, he's not a great road racer, but, it's still Brakaslowski. He's still, a Hall of Fame driver. I still think he's got the talent. It's just that, I don't know, something's up with that car, that team. It is Roush Fenway, Keselowski Racing, they haven't been good in years, so I'd rather play Eric Jones. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'd rather play Eric Jones. He starts 4 spots back. We've seen really better raw speed this year from Eric Jones in that 43 team than Brakaslowski. And Eric Jones, back in the JGR days, was a very good road course driver. He never won a race, but he was always up there, always up in the top 5. Starting 30th today, I think he could definitely get a top 10. I think that's probably his ceiling, but, top 20 for sure, top 15, and at that point, that's a really good play. So, I like Eric Jones today. I think he's a good play. He'll get ownership, but Chris Buescher, Keselowski's teammate. I mean, if we're not going to play Keselowski, I'm not going to be too interested in Chris Buescher. Although it is kind of wild to see that Chris Buescher's odds are better to win this race than Brad Keselowski's. But I'm probably not going to be too interested in Buescher and just kind of off on Roush Fenway Racing right now. Daniel Suarez starting second. I mean, he was really fast yesterday. I think he's going to get a lot of hype. And, I mean, his odds shot all the way up to plus 1,600. I think that's wrong. Like, we've never seen him win a race. We've never really seen him be all that great at a road course. I know he was decent in the Xfinity Series, but, like, I mean, I'm not really too excited about this. I mean, he could lead laps, though. Track has been fast this year. I wouldn't be that shocked, but I think he's probably getting a little bit too overhyped right now this week. But I'm fine going there if you want to. Probably wouldn't play him in cash if you're playing a bunch of lineups and tournaments. Yeah, get some Daniel Suarez. Austin Dillon starts 21st. I'm not playing him. Austin Dillon, like, historically, is just terrible at road courses. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., kind of the same thing, but at least he starts 28th. Offers you a little bit more upside, so I'm okay going there. I'd rather play Ricky than Dillon. Justin Haley starting 9th. I just have no interest there. Eric Amarillo, another guy who's just been historically awful at road courses, starting 25th. Although we have seen Eric Amarillo have a pretty good start to the season. I honestly would rather play Bubba, and I know Bubba's another guy who's just been historically awful at road courses yesterday. But yesterday, in the Xfinity race, he was running pretty well before he lost the gear, and he couldn't. I mean, when that happens, you're just screwed. So, but I mean, at starting 23rd, he's gonna get no ownership. Like, people are gonna play McDowell a lot. People are gonna play Amarillo more. Bubba Wallace could sneak into having a really good run here. So, I do not mind going to Bubba Wallace here if you really want to. I really like McDowell, though. I mean, a lot of people do for a good reason. He's a historically good road course driver. And then, in the next-gen car, it's supposed to kind of even things out. So I think a top 10 for Michael McDowell feels more likely than, honestly. I think you can get like plus 300 odds on DraftKings if you want to bet Michael McDowell top 10. I'm personally not going to do it, but I don't hate that bet at all. Cole Custer was really good in the Xfinity race yesterday, but once again, that's the Xfinity Series. He was fast in practice and qualifying yesterday, starting third, plus 4,000 odds. I just don't want to play that. Kaz Grala, this team he's in, I'm just not sold on. Like, obviously, we know he's a good road course driver. He actually kind of screwed me yesterday. I was about to make a good bit of money until he wrecked from sports betting, not from DraftKings lineups. But Kaz Grala, I mean, good road course driver, but I'm not sold on the money team car at all, so I'm not going to be interested. Harrison Burton doesn't start far enough back, especially if all these other guys. I think Todd Gilliland's a really good play. Starting 29th. Look, he won this race in the Truck Series last year. He's a good road course driver. He led a bunch of laps. I believe it was Watkins Glen last year as well. So Todd Gilliland, a really, really good road course driver, underrated. $5,600 you can get him starting 29th. I think that's a really good play, in all honesty. This is probably, honestly, road courses at this point are probably the best part of his NASCAR package. So I'd like Todd Gilliland a lot. Corey LaJoie, I'd rather play Gilliland. Andy Lowley's going to get ownership because he's Andy Lowley, but he's not in a good car. Like, he's in that Live Fast Motorsports car, and I mean, it's just not good. I just don't want to play it. I mean, some of these equipment's just so much better down here. Ty Dillon starting 33rd. I mean, I think that's fine. Not really a good road racer at all, but, starting 33rd, I'm okay with that. Joey Hand's interesting. I mean, Rick Ware Racing this year is a little bit better than they've been. We all know that. And Joey Hand is, a road racer. That's what he's here for. That's all he does. And he ran well in practice yesterday. He was top 20 in practice yesterday, so didn't run a qualifying lap. I like Joey Hand here. I think he could get a top 20 at $5,000 starting 38th. I think that could be a really, really good play. Josh Bilicki starting 34th. I'm not interested. Cody Ware, I know it's another Rick Ware car, but I'm just not sold on his talent here as a road racer. Boris said $4,700. And Loris Heasman's, they're just not a good equipment. Loris Heasman's, that car is not going to be good. But Boris said might get ownership because he's Boris said. And, we know him for a road racer in his career, but starting 37th here, it's just, that car sucks. It probably is the worst car in the field, the MBM car, so I'm just not going to be too interested. But that's kind of where I'm at for this slate. Focus on place differential more. If you're playing a lot of lineups, get some of these guys starting up towards the front because they could lead a lot of laps. But that's really where I'm at. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Good luck. Oh, crap.